in Class A. That's the matchup on the way next. The Swedes and the Bearcats in Game 8 of 8 in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase on News Channel Nebraska.
Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together. NCN Sports is brought to you by Buffalo County Fair. Save the date, July 22nd through the 27th for the Buffalo County Fair in Kearney. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. And Sports is presented by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor. Go to teammates.org today. And by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com.
Can David slay Goliath once again? We've seen it once already in the 8 games today at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Class C2 Pender took down Class A Millard North. Now it's Class C1 Gothenburg's chance to take down Class A Kearney. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michael Shively. He's Brandon Shanahan. We sincerely appreciate you joining us, whether this is the first game you're watching today or if you've been with us since 8:30 this morning when we started broadcasting high school hoops. The Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, 8 games featuring some of the top teams in the state, and it all wraps up with this one. The Bearcats playing at home against the challenger from just a little bit to the west in Dawson County in Gothenburg. Brandon, if I know anything from talking to the Swedes, they are not intimidated by this Kearney team playing at home and being a little bit bigger school.
No, quite the opposite, I'd say. They're very excited for this big-time opportunity, for this big stage to go out and show off how good of a team that they have, something that doesn't quite come around too often.
Well, the Swedes, they're led by Zoe Beveridge. She can shoot it, and she can shoot it pretty much after she crosses half court. Zoe Beveridge, 5'7" junior for the Swedes, averaging 18 points per game, is our key player for the 9-1 squad out of Gothenburg. Beveridge, she has the green light to shoot, Brandon. 100 threes attempted in her first 9 games. Meanwhile, for Kearney High, their key player, a 9th grader, Hallie Garner. 5'5" freshman. Not too often you have somebody with those metrics as the key player for a Class A team.
No, but it's not going to take long to see what she can do on the floor. Certainly their leading scorer, and it's just a big part of their offense. And when Kearney's humming, it's because of Hallie Garner.
Nearly 16 points per game for the freshman. Your school spotlight today brought to you by the Kearney Chamber of Commerce. The Kearney Chamber proudly supports the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, celebrating talent and investing in Kearney's future. There they are, the Gothenburg Swedes, the Southwest Conference. Well, it takes about an hour maybe a little under to drive there from Kearney, whether you take Highway 30 or Interstate 80. Straight shot west to get to Dawson County through Lexington and Cozad and on to Gothenburg. Enrollment hair under 200 in grades 9 through 11. Kearney Bearcats in Class A, about 20th or so in enrollment in the state. 1,227 in grades 9 through 11. Right here in the county seat of Buffalo County. This facility just over 10 years old. The Kearney High Gymnasium, an elite place to take in a game. Yes, they dim the lights. Yes, there's a light show. Yes, this is high school basketball. It can get loud. The production value high here at this venue. And the folks, no doubt, excited about this game tonight. Your starting lineups today brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Well, there's more than just Beverage on that starting five. Also, Lindley Anderson, Halsey Tamala, Ellie Wyatt, and Aubrey Hall. And Brandon, Halsey Tamala is another player you better have your eye on if you're the Bearcats.
Yeah, she's going to be a big part of this offense, too. One of the team's leading rebounders with 5.2 per game, 16 points as well to go on her season average. She's going to be involved in a lot of what Gothenburg wants to do, and it's going to be a tough task for Kearney to battle back.
Well, if the Bearcats know anything, it's how to play tough defense. That's what they're known for. That's how they have this undefeated record. The Bearcats allowing just 34.5 points per game. Terrific defense. They'll be keyed in against the Swedes here this evening. Oh, we told you about the key player for the Bearcats, led by head coach Drew Danielson. That's Hallie Garner. 4 other starters, but this isn't a team that's going to go very deep. We'll mostly see these 5 players plus maybe 1 or 2 off of the bench. The other starters are 5'7" junior Augusta Gans, 5'11" senior Sophie Glant, 5'6" senior Addie Snyder, Hallie Garner, a 5'5" freshman, and Libby Province is the point guard, a 5'7" junior. Drew Danielson in his second season. You may know him as the former head coach of the Hastings High boys basketball team, but made the journey a little bit west. Took on the task of being the girls basketball coach. He has some daughters coming up, but he was starting to get grinded down by the pressure of boys basketball and has really been rejuvenated here coaching girls, and he has his Bearcats in great shape through 11 games this season.
Yeah, great start to the year for Coach Danielson and this team, and it's not hard to, you don't have to look very far to see what can rejuvenate a coach and the talent that he has here with this Bearcats team, trying to get back to the state tournament for the first time since 2017.
Gothenburg's been a regular there at state. They're led by third-year head coach Tim Strasser. Notable, both of these teams played yesterday. For Gothenburg, they took on McCook. It was a home game against the 3-win Bison of McCook. They got it done 78-46. Kearney High also played at home. They took on a 7-2 Lincoln High squad and were able to defeat the Lynx. And both squads hoping they have their fresh legs. Gothenburg was able to rest some players a little bit more yesterday than Kearney was. Both these teams like to play fast, so buckle your seatbelt. We're looking forward to game 8 of 8 tonight. 3-ball launched. That was Aubrey Hall missing, and it's out of bounds. Will stay with the Swedes.
Yeah, already on tempo from both teams. You wonder with the later than usual tip-off if they're going to come out a little bit tired and waiting around all day. That's not the case.
Cutting to the basket, Lindley Anderson dishes it off, and a good finish, Halsey Tamala. Yes, Zoe Beverage's average is 18, but the senior Tamala, she's scoring 16 per game.
Will often be the tallest player on the court tonight, so expect a lot of offense to run through her.
Sophie Glant on the assist. Addie Snyder, the senior founder, and now a takeaway for the Bearcats. Kearney High, 41 points per game, but it's their defense that has made them an elite Class A team this year. Deep three ball. Hair long from Hallie Garner, the star 9th grader. Pull up three for Zoe Beveridge. No. Anderson dumps it down. Wyatt finds a teammate and a basket for the Swedes. It's Hall.
So far, quick start for Gothenburg, playing with tenacity out of the gates, and they're getting rewarded for it. They're taking advantage of the little space that they get from this Kearney defense.
Trying to direct some traffic there. Snyder dumps it off. Runner in the lane, strong for Province. We'll get another look at it, though. Taken away, Ellie Wyatt. And now a three ball. Anderson way off. And out of bounds, it'll stay with Gothenburg. Well, can you tell that the Swedes like to launch, Brandon?
It seems like they like to create a lot of space and, yeah, great opportunities from beyond the arc. And, boy, it's going to be a tough night if those shots start to fall even more than they already are.
Tim Strasser says the team's goal is to shoot 33s a game. They want to shoot 80 shots in a game if they can. They go for the first good look they get. The expectation is if you get that good look, you shoot it. Another deflection and a steal for the Bearcats. Their second of the game. And all the way to the hoop, through some traffic, Garner doesn't get a whistle or the bucket. And now the Swedes will race back the other direction and draw the foul. It's on Gans, her first.
Plenty of up-tempo so far, and you can see the enthusiasm that this Kearney team has for Hallie Garner. You can see why. Great IQ on that last play to come up with the steal and trying to go coast to coast with it.
Quick ball movement for the Swedes, but this zone defense, tough to handle. They throw it away again. Snyder got the steal, and now a drive for Garner. This time she draws a foul, and I believe it'll be on Beveridge. Certainly something to keep an eye on if the star player for the Swedes were to get in any more significant foul trouble. Now something you're going to see from Gothenburg, a line change. 5 new players come in. They'll play 11 players. Actually, they have played 11 players in every game this season. That's how you can play at the pace they want to play at. Depth. Well, the C parts, but too strong on the layup for Snyder. That's one of the many contrasts between these teams because Kearney might only play one bench player. 3 ball from the left, long to Mala. Now heaves it to the other side. Tough shot in the lane, missed by a Grace Everett. And a foul on Gothenburg.
All right, tenacity all in all, even with the second rotation coming in for the Swedes. Already coming in with that green light that you talked about pregame. And first open look that they get, they're pulling the trigger.
Press break for Kearney High. And a layup chance. Garner can't hit it, but she does draw another whistle. To the line heads the freshman.
Yeah, great work identifying her running down the court, caught her in stride, and a good look coming to the baskets. Grace Everett rung up for the foul.
75% foul shooter, sinks the first for her first point of the ball game. There is Drew Danielson on your screen. Second season here leading the Kearney girls. Boys team has been right on the edge of the state tournament almost every year. The girls team has been a steady about 500, maybe a few games better than 500, almost every year for the last 5 years. They want to break through and get that first state tournament appearance since 2017. They might have the group that can do that.
And you can see the blueprint, tough defense, fundamental offense. and that will win you a lot of games, and so far it has for this 11-0 undefeated team.
Open look from distance, way long. Gothenburg has yet to hit one of those threes they love to take, but they still lead the ball game here in quarter number 1. Bodies all over on the court, and a jump ball followed by a timeout by Drew Danielson of Kearney High. They're scrapping here, the Bearcats and the Swedes. Late night hoops on NCN.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
First quarter today brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. Bearcats trying to inbound against that full court pressure. Addie Snyder navigates over to Province and gets it back. Fires it inside. Glant. And tough finish. Sophie Glant, 4 of her team's 5 points.
Gothenburg got the first 4 points pretty quickly, but Kearney's defense has clamped down, made things very uncomfortable for Gothenburg.
Yeah, any sort of lead, if you're Kearney, it's a pretty big lead, the way their defense is. Basket for Riley McClay. Second chance opportunity for Gothenburg, and they get it. Fast the other direction, Libby Province. Her first basket. Not too long ago that she was in Hallie Gardner's shoes. Garner with the deflection there. Province was able to get in the starting lineup as a freshman, played the point guard spot in this very event in the nightcap game against Beatrice. Province, a big reason why the Bearcats won that game in the showcase 2 years ago. Kearney did not play in this event last year. Three-pointer from the right side, off the mark, Aubrey Hall. Oh, the crossover for Garner. Whew. Great recovery defense, though, by Carlson.
Yeah, they're keeping up with space, but you can see the handles from Garner, and boy, you got to wonder if she's just a freshman now, how those are going to develop. There's going to be a lot of sore ankles down the road for Gardner's opponents.
No doubt watched her sister compete for this Bearcats team a few years back. Gans crosses the timeline, throws it ahead. Kennedy Lee now in the ball game. Garner off target. Lee can't track it down. Gothenburg basketball. A slow start offensively for both squads. 5.5 minutes into the game. This Gothenburg team active on substituting. You almost have to have a coach dedicated just to managing substitutions if you play 11 players every game. Oh, there's one of those bench players stepping up. Pardon me, that's Halsey Tamala in the starting lineup. She gets the basket, swings the lead back to Gothenburg, and a foul on Kennedy Lee.
A great play drawn up by Gothenburg there to spread out on the perimeter and give Tamala a good matchup in the paint.
She has 5 points. Team high. Where can the Bearcats find their scoring? Province to the hoop and hits the layup.
Gothenburg defense always in a rush, always pushing urgency, and sometimes just move a little bit too fast to keep up with the offense.
In rhythm shot by Tamala. It was online, but way long. Now a steal for Gothenburg. Anderson got her hand in there. And reset to the clock because the possession changed and the shot clock did not change. I don't know if the possession changed there, actually.
Nonetheless, outstanding effort from Gans to stay with the play and not letting anything sneak past her defensively.
And Drew Danielson a little upset with the stoppage. 8 seconds to get it across half court for Kearney. They do with just 1 second to spare. Deflection leads to a quick jump ball, and Ellie Wyatt was the one who got her paw in there to knock it loose. Stays with the Bearcats.
Smothering effort on defense. They play with such urgency, and they don't want to give you a foot to breathe, and don't want you to be comfortable for a moment. So far, so good for Gothenburg's defense.
Province bounce pass. Her and Garner not on the same wavelength. But fortunately for the Bearcats, Lindley Anderson steps out of bounds. Turnovers back to back.
Yeah, one of those turnovers that kind of attribute to too much speed. Had a very easy steal and transition opportunity, but with the urgency and effort that they play with, sometimes you get a little bit over your skis.
That was another risky bounce pass. Oh, the stop and go, hesitation move, and Garner to the line. That first step is nasty.
Just a 5'5" freshman, not afraid to go into the paint and work through contact.
Well, that is the second foul on Zoe Beveridge, just 7 minutes into the game. So the star player for the Swedes averaging 18 points per contest. 2 fouls.
That's going to be huge because she's involved in so much of what they do. 4 assists a game, almost 5 rebounds a game. She is the heartbeat of this team when they're trying to produce.
Who touched it last? Gothenburg. So Garner 50%. She's 2 for 4 from the line. But another chance at points thanks to the ball going off of Gothenburg. Province saves it over to Snyder. Final minute and change here. Another interception on a Province bounce pass. Tamala driving on Gans. Draws traffic. Kicks out the 3. No for Zoe Beveridge. There's Province the board. Fouled in the backcourt. Almost the entire length of the court away from the hoop. And that's the first on Tamala.
Great defense from Gothenburg, even away from the baskets on those last few possessions. You got to think some teams will give you those passes pretty easy so they can stay closer to the basket and set up their set defense. But Gothenburg playing up to where Kearney currently is, and sometimes those lofty passes turn into free food for Gothenburg.
Province rolls in the first. Your officials this evening: Scott Shukar, Doug Vike, and Brian Arvin.
Libby Province, the team's second leading scorer at the line, just over 10 points per game. The coach really has high things to say about her, just her IQ, acts as a quarterback for the team, very mature and up-tempo when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, coach saying Province, she a bit of a quarterback out there, handles tempo really well, knows when to push, knows when to pull it back. And she hit from the line to get to 6 total points here in the first quarter for her. Good pass inside, and Lindley Anderson confidently puts it in. Stops a 5-0 Kearney run. Oh, finding herself wide open. Molly Kalsbeck, but missed the reverse layup try.
Yeah, right through the hands of the defender. Almost one of those passes that are so easy you can't come up with it.
Here's Snyder, and she gets the layup at the end of quarter number 1. Defense to offense. The Bearcats know it well. They've been doing it all season long. Undefeated 11-0 thanks to plays like this. The steal, the layup for Snyder, and a 3-point cushion for Kearney High.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back. Sure.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. We have wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill-up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
Well, believe it or not, these Class A and Class C1 teams do have a common opponent. Both of them went out to Scotts Bluff for a basketball event earlier this season in December, and both played Cheyenne East. That's a Class A equivalent team in Wyoming. Cheyenne East is 5-2. Kearney got the win in that game, 39-32. And Gothenburg went to OT against Cheyenne East and lost it 65-61. So common opponent and not a whole lot of points different in the results there. Gothenburg has already played a Class A equivalent team and drove them to overtime. The Bearcats beat that squad by just a couple of possessions.
Yeah, and both of those teams, the margin pretty close, but the pace of the game very, very different. Over 120 points scored in Gothenburg's meeting. It's just a good tell on how these two teams want to win here tonight.
Snyder now with back-to-back buckets. That one a tough one at the hoop. And Kearney's lead is 5. That is the biggest of the game. There's another interception. It's Province this time, picking it off. Libby Province, scoop shot, no. The putback blocked. Gans couldn't get it. Fast the other direction with Beveridge. And a collision. Foul called, likely on Province. It is on Province, her first.
Province causing chaos for this Gothenburg team. Just such good vision, seeing what the Swedes are trying to do and getting there half a step before her Swede opponent.
Three ball, Hall, well short. Rebound, Wyatt, blocked. Bodies hit the court. The Bearcats emerge with it. And Garner thought about launching the pass, thought better, and then lost the ball. 11 combined turnovers between these teams. That happens with this type of pace. Anderson, no. Rebound, Gans. Foul called. First one on Anderson. 3 fresh bodies in for the Swedes. This is the 8th game of the day here in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. We started at 8:30, folks. Hope you've been here for some of it, all of it maybe, but checking in periodically. This is one of the marquee games. We already saw Class C2 team in Pender beat Class A Millard North. Similar looking matchup here. 3 ball, left side, long for Garner, and out of bounds. This is your second quarter, supported by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Bearcats retain possession.
Gothenburg jumped down to a quick, albeit small lead as they got the first 4 points and have been very quiet ever since. Kearney's defense has caught up to them and it's caused some chaos. Plenty of turnovers and tough shots for Gothenburg.
Lots of time in the lane for the Bearcats. Doesn't yield a shot. Now Province to a wide open shooter. Garner a bit strong. Here's Beveridge. She'll shoot that. Way off the mark. Anderson flings up a putback try. And now on the third attempt at the hoop, a foul comes in. Aaliyah Carlson kept the play alive.
Foul call, number 14, Helen Gardner, her first. Aaliyah
Carlson, a 5'4" junior. Just 2 free throw attempts this season. She's missed all of them. No points yet this quarter for Gothenburg, 2.5 minutes in.
And certainly not from a lack of shots or trying to create space through the passing game. They've had some effort, just met with stout defense and great basketball IQ from Kearney so far.
Carlson hits that one. Now this is a Gothenburg team that averages 71 points per game, but they haven't faced a defense like this. Libby Province on the mark from downtown. And a timeout. Nope, a substitution. And Drew Danielson beckoning his team over for instructions.
Yeah, when you're doing a full 4-person line change, you get a little bit extra time to chat with your team.
There's Tim Strasser. There's Drew Danielson. Fun coaching matchup. As a matter of fact, they could probably trade sweatsuits and you couldn't tell the difference. They were in the same outfit. They might even have the same shoes on.
I think you might be right. Not far off, if not.
Oh, one's wearing Nike, one's wearing Adidas. Otherwise, the same products. Fun game on hand right now. Province. And gets it to drop. Libby Province starting to take over. She's up to 11. Open look. Foster missed it. Fast break chance. Here's Gans to the cup. Rolls it home.
Now with both teams with 2 contrasting styles of play, it feels like Kearney's in control of what they're trying to do.
And another steal on a long pass. Thrown up ahead to Province. She catches up with the ball and draws the foul. Terrific defense to offense on consecutive possessions for the Kearney High Bearcats.
It feels like Gothenburg's feeding into exactly what Kearney wants to do defensively. And that's jump in passing lanes, create very little opportunities through the passing game, and they have been very opportunistic here, especially here in the second quarter.
Stay tuned for halftime. We'll run through your halftime highlights, plenty of those already. That'll be brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Province gets them both. 9-0 run for Kearney. And a bump. First one on Snyder. This Bearcat defense, Drew Danielson said they play a zone, and I asked him, all right, what type of zone? He said, we don't really assign a type to it. Sometimes it'll look like a 1-3-1. Sometimes it'll look like a 2-3. Sometimes a 3-2. It morphs to whatever it needs to be, and what that is right now is certainly working. They have a 13-point lead over Gothenburg at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you. Well, that's the second tap we've seen there from Drew Danielson on the backside of an official. He's friendly with these stripes.
They better be on their good side than the opposite.
Tamala trying to back down Glant and gets the whistle. Halsey Tamala to the line.
one thing that I've noticed, it feels like they just don't have a whole lot of gas in the tank. They've been short on their passes. We've seen some short shots here lately. It just doesn't seem like they have a whole lot of gas in the tank is the only way I can think of it. But the lofty passes have led to quite a few turnovers. The Bearcats taking advantage.
And perhaps seeing a little bit more speed on the defensive end than they're used to, even though they have played a difficult schedule. Tamala strong on the second after hitting the first. Still no made field goals this quarter for the top-ranked team in Class C1. Now they get a steal. It's Tamala who comes away with it, and nobody there on the defensive end. First basket of the quarter.
A little bit more of what we're accustomed to seeing with the Gothenburg team. Defense plays with a ton of urgency, always in a rush, and create some offense off of that defense.
Deep three ball. Garner just short. Anderson clears it. Tamala lines up the three. Still no made three-pointers for Gothenburg. Just stunning. It's a team that has made 85 threes in 9 games. They have not made one tonight. Oh, an acrobatic shot. Addie Snyder off of the wrong foot with the offhand. Scoops it in.
Yeah, great. We call that just getting the bucket. Not exactly a type of movement that you work on a lot in practice. But when you need a bucket, you get it up in a hoop.
Let's check out that layup once more. Yeah, you don't practice being that off balance.
No, but when you're a bucket getter, those are the shots that just come naturally.
Whoa, Beveridge from distance. Way off. She has not found her mark. As a matter of fact, she hasn't scored. Zoe Beveridge, 18 a game, nothing today. And a splash on the other end for Hallie Garner, the star freshman. The Bearcats are doubling up the Swedes and get the steal. Out of bounds. Folks, stay for halftime. We'll not only show the highlights, we'll take a look at where all these teams come from. We have your team photos to show you. It's thanks to RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven RMV Construction, located in Kearney and Lincoln. Impressive showing for the home team so far. They get it in the paint, and they get it to go for Ellie Larson.
Kearney has been in control. It seems like whatever type of game that the game calls for, they're ready to step up to it. If they're ready to match the Swedes' tempo and tenacity, they're ready for it. If it's time to slow things down and get a quality shot for your shooters and offensive playmakers, that's what they're doing and finding success with. Whatever the game is calling, Kearney's ready for it.
And 18-4 second quarter so far. This is the second foul on Libby Province. She'll likely sit, well, maybe for the remainder of this half. Can Gothenburg take advantage? A team that makes nearly 10 three-pointers per game, Gothenburg. Nada from beyond the arc so far tonight. And 1 for 2 on that trip. Here's Garner through 2 defenders. Hounded by Tamala. And the Bearcats call timeout. We'll step aside too. It's a 16-point cushion for the Bearcats on the Visit Kearney scoreboard.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Memorial Community Hospital and Health System. Proudly supports the Fort Calhoun Pioneers. We're on your team providing quality care close to home. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Look at the Kearney huddle. Bearcats victorious yesterday against Lincoln High. That was a tough weekend playing a Lynx team that came in 7-2, and then you turn around and play the top team in Class C1. If you had any doubt about the Bearcats, well, they're erasing any of that doubt with this showing here so far tonight and what they did yesterday in this same building.
Yeah, they have been smooth and steady tonight, ready to answer the call to Gothenburg's tempo and tenacity, but also not veering away from what they want to do and how they create their offense. And then, of course, smothering opportunistic defense has been the difference through almost 2 full quarters.
But lots of time left still here in the second quarter and beyond for a Gothenburg team that can get hot in a hurry. They're certainly due. Focused on those missed 3-pointers. If any of those start to drop, this could change in a hurry. Running out of time on the shot clock. Garner, 3 seconds, has it stolen away by Beveridge. Zoe Beveridge lays it in for her first basket of the game.
Great defensive set there. Felt a little bit more patient and controlled for the Swedes than what we've seen through the first couple of quarters.
Snyder finds some room, throws it to an open Garner. In and out. Rebound to Tamala. She takes on 3 Bearcats, finds the open Anderson.
When you talk about style of play, what Gothenburg wants to do, what it looks like when they're having success, is something that can call you back into a game like this very quickly.
5-point outburst by the Swedes. Gans throws it to the corner, and Snyder's in trouble. Throws it off of Gothenburg. 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
And they've done that a couple of times. Just great awareness, knowing whatever I'm going to do here is not going to work well. Let me just throw it off the defender and reset the possession.
Curl cut for Province, falling away a bit much on the shot. 10 seconds to work with for Gothenburg. If they're up tempo, that's plenty. Anderson, 4 seconds, finds Beveridge. Back to Anderson, needs to shoot, does, and leaves it just short. And we go to the second half with Gothenburg regaining a little bit of confidence towards the end of the period. But a half controlled by the Bearcats of Kearney High in their home gym, 32-20 at halftime. Stay with us, folks. We'll take a look at your halftime highlights, get you ready for half number 2, plus tell you about the honor being bestowed upon a famous girls basketball coach here during the break. That's all coming up next on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
Michael Shively along with Brandon Shanahan here at Kearney High School. Game 8 of 8 in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. So thrilled you've been able to join us for this game and whatever you caught earlier. We've been on the air since 8:30. This is it on News Channel Nebraska today, this premier event featuring girls high school basketball. 32-20 here at halftime. But it's not the only game we've had. Where do all these teams come from? We know Central Nebraska for Kearney, right there in the middle of your screen. Gothenburg, about an hour to the west on the edge of Dawson County. But this event being centrally located right on the interstate, you're able to draw teams from all over, and that's well represented in this map.
And a high quality of competition, and all the coaches that we've gotten to talk to, very excited to compete in a showcase like this, and a perfect venue for this kind of event. The production value's been great. The timeout entertainment has been awesome, and it's just been a great day all in all.
Yeah, I want to sign up for one of these. They've had go find the money on the court, but it's a gift card in this case. They've had half-court putting. They've had blindfolded shooting. A bunch of fun. Right now they are honoring Tom Taverdi, former Gothenburg, Seward, and where else was he? Fremont. Bunch of stops. Omaha Marion, excuse me. Yep, he did have Fremont as well. But a longtime successful head coach. He's going to be joining us shortly. These two teams, though, Gothenburg and Kearney. Let's take a look at them. There they are, the Swedes. Hoping to have a special team this year. They think that's what they have in the third year under head coach Tim Strasser. Made it to state in 2022, 23, and 25. But haven't been in the state championship game since winning it all back in 1997. They have won 3 state championships as a team. So there's Gothenburg. What about the Bearcats of Kearney High School, led by second-year head coach Drew Danielson? There they are. The full program, freshman through senior, on display right there. Trying to get to state for the first time since 2017. One state title in program history back in 1982. Time for your halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Pardon me. Start with some Gothenburg action and Halsey Tamala. They led 4-2, did the Swedes. But the Bearcats have had the advantage since then. Here's more from Tamala. Gets smacked there. She's all about it. Libby Province. Going to see her in action here. Crosses over and nobody home to help out. Gothenburg led 9-7. Bearcats have led ever since. They went on a 5-0 run, including this three-pointer from the left wing, courtesy of Province, who leads all scorers with 13. Defense to offense, that was a huge theme there in the first half. It's where really both squads were able to find their luck. Augusta Gans that time. Now it's Tamala's turn again for the Swedes. 14-11 Kearney after one quarter. Province, no look. And then Garner for 3. Just 2 made three-pointers in this entire game so far. We've seen both of them in these highlights. The Swedes got down by as much as 17, but did get 5 points towards the end of the half, including the first points for Zoe Beveridge right there. Trying to find the gift card on the ground. We'll see. 12-point lead for Kearney here at halftime over Gothenburg in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a Teammates mentor. I've heard Teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates helps students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
We want to tell you about one of our fine sponsors here this evening. That's a who brings us our halftime show. That's RMV Construction. You can see some of their work on your screen right now. If you have a construction project that needs built, I encourage you to call RMV Construction. That's the Nebraska Department of Transportation's brand new regional maintenance facility built by RMV Construction. NDOT has trusted RMV to build projects across the state, including in Kearney, Burwell, and McCook. From large facilities, offices, maybe building maintenance for the NDOT, to projects that fit your needs, RMV Construction combines experience, reliability, and local pride to get the job done right. RMV Construction, with offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, and proven. Halftime score 32-20, Kearney in front of Gothenburg. If you missed any highlights from the first 7 games of the day, find us on social media. There's lots of ways you can do it. Brandon, have you followed us on all the social media channels yet?
There's a lot to catch up on, but I think I'm most of the way there.
Okay.
This helps. I love the graphic. It helps.
Right there on screen. It's easy to do, folks. You can see the top highlights. We had a game winner in the final second earlier today. Alma beat Thayer Central on a last-second shot. Find it at NCN Sports on X. You can find us NCN Sports now on Facebook. You missed any of these games, you want to watch them back in a few days, YouTube. Check out the News Channel Nebraska page. We also have our sports page on YouTube. So please give us a follow. Hey, send us a message right now, particularly on X. We might give you a shout-out here this evening. Where are you watching the game from? What did you think of the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase? We've had a great time. We're glad that you've been watching here today. We do have some exciting second-half basketball coming up next. The Bearcats trying to hold off the Swedes when we return to Kearney High School.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Memorial Community Hospital and Health System. Proudly supports the Fort Calhoun Pioneers. We're on your team providing quality care close to home. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Beatrice Community Hospital is proud to serve Beatrice and the surrounding area for over 100 years. We provide quality care with small-town hospitality. Our services include family medicine, OBGYNs, robotic surgery, diagnostic imaging, and more. We're excited to grow our services, including a new medical clinic building in the community of Wymore. We're proud to be a top 20 rural hospital. And thank you for trusting us to care for you and your family. Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you have come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation. Powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
Gothenburg starts with the basketball to begin half number 2, the final half of hoops here in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. And it starts off in a hurry. Basket for Aubrey Hall.
Yeah, good draw out of the halftime break to set something up, a favorable shot. Sees one goes through the net.
3 ball for Garner, and there's the response.
Gardner's had a few good looks tonight, and now we're starting to see them tumble in.
Halsey Tamala trying to lead the offense. Gets blocked that time. Straight up defense by Sophie Glant. Tamala with 8 first half points leads the Swedes so far. But you have to think if Gothenburg's going to make a run at coming back in this ball game, Zoe Beveridge, who's on your screen right now, will need to get more involved. Just 2 first half points, averages 18 a game.
Yeah, and that's I guess the optimistic side of this Gothenburg deficit is that they can score in a hurry, and they have shooters who just haven't been able to shoot very well tonight or haven't had many opportunities. So you think if we can string together some of those opportunities, some of those shots that weren't falling in the first half or start to fall, we'll be right back into this thing in no time.
Here's the 3 for Wyatt. Rattles around and out. Board for Gans, who's been boxing out effectively this evening and draws some contact that time. It'll be on Hall, her first. Nobody in the game with more than 2 fouls. Province has 2 for Kearney. Beveridge and Wyatt each have 2 for the Swedes. Province left wide open, and she cashes in. Libby Province, 16 game-high points.
She's been outstanding tonight offensively and defensively, and here she is again.
Attacking, and rolls off of the front of the iron. Did everything right except for get the roll. Off-balance shot. Not that time for Garner. Another opportunity for a fast break for the Bearcats. Flip back to Province, who keeps attacking. Finds Gans. She doesn't even realize she missed it. That rolled all the way around and swirled out somehow. She was running back thinking it was dropping.
Gosh, the ball was about halfway through the net before it decided it didn't want to fall.
There might be something about that hoop on that side. It happened in Gothenburg a little bit in the first half. And that's the first on Glant. Well, sometimes players really get going when they see it go through the net at the line. And Beveridge will have to maybe see it go through in the next one.
We'll be excited to see how they get Beveridge more involved in the offense. Sometimes they run so fast and they're so urgent with their offense. Sometimes you lose track of your best player.
Couple of threes to open the second half for Kearney High. And a foul on Gothenburg.
Aggressive defense. They had Glant in a tough spot, double team, picked up her dribble, and just got a little too aggressive on the defensive effort.
Oh, Garner, Euro step, draws the foul.
The handles have been outstanding all night. Such great athleticism and body control.
And Garner's not the biggest person, 5'5" and slight. And she's a freshman, fearless going inside. I mean, she's driving on much bigger and more experienced and older players.
Yeah, she plays with such a strong confidence. She's hit a couple of big threes tonight. She's attacked the basket despite facing fairly regular size disadvantages, but just an extraordinarily confident basketball player, and she's a lot of fun to watch.
And there she goes to work again. Doesn't get it to drop after the offensive rebound from the missed free throw. Tamala moves through, draws contact, hits Halsey Tamala into double figures, and trying to trim away at what now stands at a 14-point deficit. Notable, that's the third foul on Sophie Glant of Kearney. She's the 5'11" post player. She'll take a seat here after this if it's a made free throw. It is. And in comes Ellie Larson.
Yeah, 5'11", she leads the team she's one of the team leader in rebounds with over 5 a game. And Kearney's had such great success stealing possessions and taking care of the boards. Could be an opportunity for Gothenburg to crawl back into here, steal some possessions.
But Garner, she hits the deck, but still hits the shot.
There's any way she can create space, she finds it.
Good pass, a wide open Tamala for three, way long with it, but thrown away there by Province.
See what that Gothenburg pressure can do, even to a team that's fairly in control and has had a lot of success tonight. Still have to deal with that pesky Swede defense.
Kearney High undefeated, 11-0 in Class A. Gothenburg 9-1, Class C1 team. Their only loss coming in overtime to Class A Cheyenne East of Wyoming. That is the first made three of the game for Gothenburg, and it comes from Grace Everett off the bench. Nice move by Snyder. Couldn't get it to drop. Maybe the lid is coming off the hoop and Gothenburg can connect. They average nearly 10 made threes a game. That was their first. Tamala. She doesn't have the range from distance today, has about everything else going, though. This is your third quarter, brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. The Bearcats at their season average for point per game total. They average 41 a game.
Yeah, they've handled this Gothenburg tempo very well. They haven't seemed over their skis very often, and they've battled with the up-tempo. They've also slowed things down like we're seeing here. Seems like whatever the game calls for, they're ready for it.
Garner, front iron. But in comes Ellie Larson to grab the rebounds. And now Glantz loses the basketball in the process, a foul on Gothenburg. The Bearcats having to replace their top scorer from a season ago, Kelsey Hatcher, now a Nebraska Kearney Loper. This Bearcats team, certainly a complete squad. They remember back to last season when they started the year 14-1. But in the last 8 games, they went just 3-5 and lost to Omaha Westside in the district final, fell short of state. Immediately, the returning players, of which there are 7, started thinking ahead to finishing strong this season. Similar record at this point in the year compared to last year, but a tougher schedule to get to that point.
Yeah, and the way that they play, it's with such a confidence that whatever we throw out there, whatever we call, whatever we're trying to do, it's going to work. And the way that they play basketball with a tough defense, steady offense, that's a really successful winning basketball formula. Something that translates very well through the end of the season, into the postseason.
Yeah, thinking about where they stand in the Class A landscape, we have them at number 2, reflective of that undefeated record. 3 ball from the left side. Beveridge, oh, it nearly went for. Swatted out of bounds by Everett. Well, the one thing maybe missing a little bit for the Bearcats, they don't have a whole lot of height. Glant plays a little bit bigger than 5'11". We're seeing Larson come off the bench at 5'11", but nobody's 6 foot or taller on Kearney High. They're going to have to win it with guard play as they get towards the Class A postseason.
Well, I'll tell you what, if there is a team that has to lean on guard play, I like the guards for Kearney. I think they have the guards to do it. They do such a good job of attacking the basket even when they're not at the size advantage.
This is certainly a good test for those guards against one of the scrappiest defensive teams, regardless of class, in the state of Nebraska. And they're extending that pressure now, late in quarter number 3. Carlson trying to hound Garner. 3 seconds to shoot it. Garner needs to launch, and she can't. Shot clock violation forced by the Swedes.
Great pressure by Gothenburg from the very start of that possession. It didn't seem like there was a moment where Kearney was ready to put up a shot or go to the basket.
They're going to check a couple of things on the scoring side. Gothenburg, their first time playing in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, but they did play at this venue over the summer. They went to the Kearney High summer camp, their team camp. The Swedes knew they wanted to get their team battle tested, so they came here to play essentially all Class A teams from Nebraska and Kansas. They didn't play Kearney in that camp, but they did play a handful of teams from the Omaha Metro and some Class A, B equivalent squads from Kansas, helping to prepare them for games like this in the regular season, and then the best that C1 has to offer once they get towards the postseason. Tough bounce pass. Oh, that time the Euro gets her right to the hoop. Hallie Garner, 13 points.
My gosh, just a sliver of space to work with, but she's able to find it and stays on balance the whole time. Outstanding.
Beveridge short. And a foul on Gans, trying for a defensive rebound. Well, Beveridge, if you have watched or listened to Gothenburg basketball, you've heard that name. Her older sister, Alex, a senior a season ago. It's an all-conference performer. And you're going to hear that name a bit more, too. Here's a steal. Whoa, behind the back! And the basket for Province. What a dime! Swirled from behind by Hallie Garner.
My goodness. Talk about knowing how to handle the basketball.
Can't wait to see that one again. Oh, boy. No look behind the back. Right on the money. And Province finishes it off. And smiles afterwards. Oh, they're loving it. The Bearcats having some fun at home.
An impressive play. Obviously super excited about it, but Province not surprised by the pass at all. She was ready for it the entire way up the floor. Something tells me that's not the first time she's seen a pass like that come from Garner.
And not too many freshmen trying for an open court, no look behind the back pass. She had to put some English on that.
And by the way, that was after just the most incredible Euro step that we've seen all day to get to the cup. She's been outstanding, especially here late.
Right as I was waxing poetic about the Beveridge family, got to switch over to Hallie Garner. You see her season stats there. She's been filling it up. Pouring it on here today. Gets both of those. And 15 points plus style points on the assist. Foul that time on the Bearcats. Well, talking about the Beveridge family, Alex, we have Zoe on the court. Rosie's a freshman. And then there's two other Beveridge girls still coming up through the system. So you're going to hear that name a lot on the basketball court in maroon now and for the next, about 8 years or so. 5 in total. Whoa. Not quite on the same page as Ellie Larson. An aggressive bounce pass from Garner.
Yeah, I saw the vision, just couldn't quite connect. Tried to throw the player open, but not on the same page.
Jump ball. Arrow keeps it with Gothenburg. 7 straight points for the Bearcats. Hand check against Province, her third. Swedes desperate for a bucket to end the third quarter. They'll have a chance to get some points at the line. Ellie Wyatt, 5'6" senior. Just a 50% free throw shooter. She's known for her distributing the basketball, 3 assists per game. Ooh, in and out. Quick timeout taken by the Bearcats. Their lead, nearly 20. Tail end of the third quarter on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy. The post-game show is brought to you by...
Final 25 or so seconds out of the Bearcats timeout. Shot fake for Garner. Has the ball knocked away, but a foul called. And the Gothenburg fans starting to get a little restless on the far side. It's the third foul on Wyatt. Garner trying to add to her phenomenal day. Point number 16 for the freshman. Tail end of the third quarter. Be sure to stick around for the fourth, not only to see the finish of this game, but we're excited to have a guest joining us, Tom Taverdi, state championship winning coach, and getting honored at halftime of this game today by the folks here at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Stay with us for that. Tried to bank in the three, did Tamala. And blocked out of bounds by Gans. 5 seconds to work with for the Swedes. Here's Wyatt. Gets past the first defender, and Larson blocks her. And that's the end of quarter number 3. Another quarter dominated by the Bearcats defense. And they have a 20-point cushion heading to the fourth on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Memorial Community Hospital and Health System. Proudly supports the Fort Calhoun Pioneers. We're on your team providing quality care close to home. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Beatrice Community Hospital is proud to serve Beatrice and the surrounding area for over 100 years. We provide quality care with small-town hospitality. Our services include family medicine, OBGYNs, robotic surgery, diagnostic imaging, and more. We're excited to grow our services, including a new medical clinic building in the community of Wymore. We're proud to be a top 20 rural hospital. And thank you for trusting us to care for you and your family. Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Welcome back here to Kearney High School. Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan, and now joined right here on screen, Tom Taverdi. Tom, thanks for joining us, and congratulations. You are a 2026 Legacy Award recipient. Meant you were honored here at halftime at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. A storied career. You've been honored before, but to go to something like this, what's it been like to take it in and receive this honor?
Labor of love that he's doing putting this on and promote girls basketball and get out and see. And just as a case in point, somebody like me, this freshman guard from Kearney's worth the price of admission.
No kidding.
You know, and I would not have even seen her unless we would have played her this year. It's like, yeah, quite a show, and that's what it is, a showcase, right?
Mm-hmm. It is, and it's a sport that in Nebraska has been popular. I remember as a kid going to watch your Seward team at the state tournament, winning state championships. But the continued emphasis on athletics and putting girls on a pedestal like they are at this event, what's it been like watching that change over the course of your career to really have so much emphasis on sports like girls basketball?
Well, you know, I just think back to like when I actually coached at Gothenburg when I started my career. And we had incredible crowd support there, but that was not real widespread overall, especially. But you are seeing now with like NCN has been another. That's been another awesome thing for high school sports and girls in particular, like showcasing this today all day. I mean, I as a high school coach really appreciate you guys doing that because this is going to promote it even more and creates more passion, makes it ultimately more fun for the kids.
Yeah, here's Garner. We're going to get more chances to see her heading to the line now. Yeah, what are some of the standout memories? I know we have some fans from the Dawson County watching. What was your time like with the Swedes?
I tell you what, the first thing I thought of when I was coming out here is, so Gina Johansson, who's the head coach at Hastings College now, she was a freshman at Centura. She was like a Garner kid where it's like this phenom freshman. We had to play him in a district final in Kearney, and it was an incredible game. And so that was the first memory that came back as we were fortunate enough to win that game and go on to state. So hopefully Gina Johansson remembers that. But she was an incredible player. It kind of reminds me of this freshman from Kearney kind of reminds me of her. Plays very similarly to her. So great memories from Gothenburg. And a lot of times we played district finals in Kearney. So great memories from city of Kearney.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if Hallie Garner goes on to be a 4-year starter for Nebraska and then eventually becomes a Hastings College head coach or an equivalent, and that's a heck of a basketball career. That's an awesome comparison.
And you'll say you heard it here first.
Yes, absolutely. Here's Libby Province creating and continuing to put it on. Now, whatever your stop was, I know Seward, you were playing at the caliber of a Class A team, probably could have won some Class A titles, but what was that mindset like sometimes as a coach, being like what Coach Strasser has to do here at the Swedes, get ready to play up a class or 2 classes like they're doing?
Really, you play with the chip on your shoulder, you know, and you get that little extra momentum and something to prove. And in a lot of those cases, it really can favor the lower class team because the upper class team feels a little bit of pressure like, hey, we got to be up by big, you know, and so it creates a good situation for like a Gothenburg to come in as a case in point to do something here against Kearney. But the problem with Gothenburg tonight is they're just having a cold shooting night.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe the Beveridge girl is a 3-point bomber.
Right.
And
this is a team that averages 10 made threes a game. They've made 1.
And I think Beveridge made 10 at state in a game last year, I think. And so
she has a school record for most made threes in a season.
Really?
As a sophomore.
I wonder what the record is in a game. So I think at state she had almost that many. And so unfortunately,
we had multiple records set at state last year. They kept breaking each other. Beveridge had 1. Yeah, it's coming back to me now. Sorry.
This is really it's just a really cool setup where I think 2 years ago at Marion we played York, which was an old rival from when I was at Seward, so that was really fun. Kelly's done a great job of getting matchups that are interesting and that you don't normally get. And again, that just raises more interest. And with you guys, NCN here covering it, well, that's just really put the icing on the cake for people to see it.
Well, it's been fun. Our first year doing it, 8 games. Shout out to the crew. Many of them been here going on 12 hours. There's a bucket for Halsey Tamala.
So hopefully you had time to get to the hospitality room. Have you eaten yet today?
Luckily, this is only my 3rd game.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I took it. I ate some tacos in there. Shout out to the organizers, Derek Rusher and Kelly Cooksley. They're helping the media out.
I thought it's really amazing, you guys, the coverage all day long. It's really amazing. And again, I know every coach across state, whether they were able to watch or not with their schedule, whatever, greatly appreciates what he's doing and what you guys continue to do with NCN.
Well, much appreciated to hear from you. This is Tom Taverdi, head coach Gothenburg, Seward, Fremont, Omaha, Marion. He's been around. Many folks know time at Seward, 4 consecutive state championships, a 104-game win streak. when you look at the landscape of high school girls basketball now in Nebraska, how do you assess where the talent level is at? How high of quality is this current crop of Nebraska high school basketball teams?
It's just exploding. And club basketball, much like club volleyball did for volleyball for so many years, way ahead, basketball finally caught up, and now basketball now has this, is that growing, that number of club opportunities. So a kid like here, this freshman for Kearney, I'm sure that she actually about made another three. I'm sure she had club opportunities that maybe 10, 20 years ago weren't available,
Yes.
And so everybody anywhere in the state has an opportunity to develop your skills with clubs. And so, again, it's very similar to what volleyball did to advance their skills. Basketball is kind of making their move now as you see the talent spreading all over.
Tamala draws contact and will head to the line for Gothenburg, trying to chip away a little bit here. Well, Tom, appreciate you joining. Love hearing this insight and the enthusiasm for the game. Congrats on being a Legacy Award recipient, and thanks for joining us here on the broadcast.
Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for all NCN and you guys do for high school sports for everybody.
Well, appreciate hearing that. We're going to keep it going. How about that?
Well, that's good to hear. I wouldn't have doubted for a second. And keep the gold jackets. Those are awesome.
We're getting new ones shipped soon.
Okay, you don't need new ones. They look great right now.
That's Tom Taverdi, Legacy Award winner, a coaching legend here in Nebraska, joining us. Tamala, can't quite finish that one off. And the Bearcats keep it. Spin move, blocked by Beveridge. Now she's leading the break with bad intentions. Pulls up, hits the runner. She's been seeking that all day. Finally gets a tough shot to go. Ellie Larson drops that one in. Deep three ball for Tamala. And a foul. Folks, be sure to stick around for after the game. We will interview a player of the game, thanks to Nebraska Orthopedic Center, and also thanks to Buffalo County Fair. Man, fair talk already. Isn't that coming up here? It's kind of felt like fair weather outside a little bit lately.
Yeah, it's been beautiful weather. So fairs always sneak up on you.
Tamala, back rim. Beveridge, it's not her night. Good contest there between Wyatt and Larson, leads to a jump ball.
Yeah, and credit to Kearney. They've done a really good job of not making anything easy for Beveridge all night, and especially with the up-paced nature of Gothenburg's attack, it's easy to lose track of a player like Beveridge and let them get kind of free opportunities to get great looks, but Kearney's done a great job not making anything easy for Gothenburg all night.
Had a nice opportunity there for Aubrey Hall, but off of the side iron and then a foul on the rebound. Hey, Gothenburg, 38 points right now. Let's run through the last 5 games for Gothenburg, their point totals. 81, 73, 69, 84, 78. Just 38 tonight.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic night for the Swedes, but a good showcase in how do you battle back when you don't have the scoring production that you're used to.
Yeah, still making this competitive game on an off night. Timeout, Drew Danielson and Kearney High enjoying a 17-point lead at home.
It's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, it fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during their early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Bearcats looking to inbound. About midway through the fourth quarter. Kearney in control against this Gothenburg team that came into the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase hoping to pull off a shocking signature win. Just haven't quite had the shooting night needed. Libby Province has missed that one, but an offensive board for Larson. Now it's Garner strong. The Swedes track it down. Stick around for our post-game show brought to you by Custom Sports. We'll have highlights, we'll have interviews, we'll recap 8 games in one day. That's all coming up thanks to Custom Sports. Beveridge, way off. Yeah, records. I had forgotten that. Coach Traverti reminded me. Zoe was among the players at the state tournament last year who set the single game made threes record at a state tournament game. But it was confusing because there were games at the Devaney and Pinnacle Bank Arena, and there was like one player setting the record at the Devaney, and then at Pinnacle Bank Arena simultaneously another player was setting the record. So it was a terrific shooting weekend in Lincoln last year, and Zoe Beveridge got in on it. She has a UNK offer, so some Division II interest right now for the Gothenburg junior. Garner, no doubt she's catching some college coaches' attention. She's up to 20.
Yeah, she's done it from all parts of the floor. She's gotten into the paint. She's done it from beyond the arc. She's done it from the brown hardwood that we see in between. She's been outstanding everywhere she's been.
Well, Drew Danielson has to be enjoying this. Talked in the pregame about how he's the former Hastings High boys coach, and it just became a grind for him. Open look is a little bit off the mark that time for Gothenburg. Here's Tamala. Stepping through. Tough shot. No. The putback. Yes. And she's been tough tonight. Coach Danielson, though, he said that changing to coaching girls has saved his coaching career. Plays like that will certainly give you some energy. Hallie Gardner, what a game. Oh, there it is. Zoe Beveridge. That's what we've heard all about.
Yeah, great shot, great look, and nothing but nets from way deep outside as well.
Oh, beautiful find. Transition. And Lindley Anderson gets the basket.
Yeah, Garner just got a little bit too far out on the defense. Was able to sneak back behind her and get wide open under the cup.
Timeout, Kearney. Their lead is at 14 on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you, rounding out the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. 8 games in one day. Kearney High looking awfully good, but Gothenburg creeping back into it, 59-45. They got a lot of work to do, though, in 90 seconds.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with how Gothenburg has responded. They fell down early and really looked out of place, but over the last, 6-7 minutes of the quarter, they've been much more in rhythm, much more what we expected Gothenburg to look like tonight.
Garner splits the defense. I think Coach Danielson calling that timeout, thinking maybe his team let the intensity down a little bit. Loose ball, 4 seconds, and it's out of bounds to Gothenburg. Just over a minute to go.
Another great defensive possession from Gothenburg. Kearney, no real looks at the basket throughout that 35-second window.
We saw Pender, a Class C2 team, take down Millard North, a Class A opponent with a winning record earlier. Does not appear that we're going to see another Class C upset in this one, but that speaks partly to the quality of Kearney, clearly showing they belong in the conversation of a top 5 team in Class A.
Yeah, and it certainly doesn't feel like a Class C1 versus Class A bat matchup at all. They look like they are playing the same sport, and they've been very competitive at times. It's just the shots that normally fall for Gothenburg not falling, but they've been every bit of physical and what we expected for one of Class C1's finest.
Province. Loose ball and eventually winds up with Beveridge. Pushes it ahead, pushes Garner down. I think Garner's going to get tagged with it for cutting her off, but she ended up scooting backwards a little bit afterward.
Yeah, as soon as Beveridge got the ball, you knew she was going to try to take it coast to coast. Unfortunately, Garner got caught in the crossfire.
Well, this will provide some ammunition, some motivation for Gothenburg, no doubt. Coming in and just not quite playing the game they wanted to play. Coach Strasser won't have much to do to find some energy at practice heading into the next couple of contests.
No, and that's the other end of the coin of the benefit of having a showcase like this is you do play such an elite team like Kearney that even when things aren't going your way, you're finding those out now, and it's much better to do that here in early January than come postseason time.
And a jump ball with 5 seconds. Playing till the end here at the showcase. Just what it's meant to be like. Folks, we do have an exciting post-game show coming up. We're going to talk to Drew Danielson and our Kearney High player of the game, plus have your highlights. So stick with us. Well, here is the final horn of the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, wrapping up 8 games in one day. And it's the Bearcats of Kearney High winning 59-46 over Gothenburg. Well, such a big thanks to Derek Rusher and Kelly Cooksley. Cooksley, the founder, Derek Rusher with the chamber helping to put this on. It's been a blast. Stay with us. We're going to wrap it up with some interviews and highlights. The Bearcats move to 12-0 by dispatching the Gothenburg Swedes.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Buffalo County Community Partners, because your life matters and help is always here. And by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together. NCN Sports is brought to you by Buffalo County Fair. Save the date, July 22nd through the 27th for the Buffalo County Fair in Kearney. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Back here at Kearney High School, Kearney 59, Gothenburg 46 in the final game of the 2026 Nebraska Girls Basketball High School Showcase. And now joined by Kearney head coach Drew Danielson, and to take on one of the top teams in C1, not only overall but offensively, and shut them down defensively tonight. What does that say about your team?
Yeah, really tough, gritty effort from our bunch. It wasn't always pretty at times. We really did a really good job locking into our scouting report and found a way to win in the fourth quarter.
And what can you tell me about our player of the game, Libby Province, 20 points tonight?
Yeah, she's tough. She's tough, gritty. She went out there late with kind of a hamstring and got back in and made the plays down the stretch to give us a win.
Still unbeaten there, Coach.
Yeah, feels good. Proud of the girls, proud of our program. 2 more games next week.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Libby Province. Is the nighttime the right time for you? 20 points, new season high. Previous was 17. You had 13 of those in the first half. What was going for you tonight?
I guess a lot was going for us. We scouted them pretty well, so I guess we just knew what was coming for us, so we were ready.
Now 12-0 on the season. What makes this squad different than those that you've been a part of in the past?
I mean, not only are we teammates, we're all, best friends, and we just enjoy playing together. We enjoy every moment, just go out there and play hard, work hard, play together, so it's fun.
How nice was it to play in the showcase tonight?
It was super fun. It was a night game, so it was just fun to come out and play with my friends. So.
All right, Libby, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's Libby Province. That's Drew Danielson. We've been on the air for 12 hours. Michael, take us home.
Well, thank you, Elijah. He gets some credit. He worked as a camera operator the first 5 games, and then the sideline reporter helping out with our digital operation as well for the next 3. One of many people who have made this broadcast possible and putting in a ridiculous amount of hours. Love the effort and hustle from our team, including Elijah. All right, let's see the effort and hustle from this final game with your top plays. Game 8 of 8. The Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase finishing out with Class A Kearney against Class C1 Gothenburg, but the Swedes not here to mess around. Just one loss this season in overtime to Class A equivalent Cheyenne East out of Wyoming, and they get going early. There's the first bucket of the ball game for Halsey Tamala, a senior for Gothenburg. They held a couple of early leads, including after this and one for Tamala. Swedes team 9-1 entering this game, averaging more than 70 points per game, but going against this Bearcats group known for its ferocious defense and known for a fearsome point guard, Libby Province. The junior banks it in there. After one quarter, it's 14-11 Kearney. Really good game, but it's the Bearcats who jump ahead in quarter number 2. There's an outlet pass, and Augusta Gans able to finish it. It was defense to offense, the name of the game in the second quarter. This time a kick-out 3 opportunity for Hallie Garner. She's just a freshman, 5'5", but don't overlook her because she'll find ways around you. This time it's Zoe Beveridge who takes it away from her and gets the layup. Beveridge averages 18 points a game. That was her only basket in the first half. Halftime score 32-20, Kearney in front. To the second half we go, and Libby Province finds the range from the left wing. Nothing but nylon for number 33. 3 of her 20 points. Look at that nifty pass. Behind the back, Garner to Province for 2. You won't find too many better passes. They're laughing about it. They're smiling. They know the freshman Garner has that type of swagger and style and ability to execute. Now here's more from Province. Man, is she smooth. Banks it in. Kearney in control of this one, up 50-29, entering the fourth quarter. The Swedes, though, kept playing hard. They did get their offense on track a little bit in the fourth quarter. Tamala finished with a team-high 19 points, but it's Garner and company going high off of the window to finish this one out. The freshman lays it through. And Kearney gets the victory, 59-46, to stay unbeaten on the year, improving to 12-0. Gothenburg drops to 9-2. Fantastic season for them. And a fantastic event here at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Guess what? There's more hoops. We don't have it tonight, though. This is coming up in the future. News Channel Nebraska, we're going to keep broadcasting not just basketball. We have some wrestling on the horizon. Of course, going to get to the state basketball tournament at the start of March. Here's what is up next week. Norfolk and Columbus. I believe that's a wrestling duel. It is. That is wrestling Tuesday. Our own Doug Duda going to handle that one. Cozad and Gothenburg. This Gothenburg team facing their rival. Then it's volleyball time on Friday with the Atlanta Vibe coming to Omaha to take on the Supernovas. Can't wait for that. Their season just got underway. Some pro volleyball on News Channel Nebraska. 6 p.m. Central Time start for that. Please tune in. Mudecus, if you don't know, that is the longest running basketball tournament west of the Mississippi. Southeast Nebraska's finest. Watch it on Saturday on News Channel Nebraska.